I rise today in support of bipartisan legislation aimed at ensuring those individuals who are on the Department of Homeland Security's no-fly list are likewise not able to have access to guns. I just met with several of the students from the shooting, the school in Florida, and heard a very compelling case that they make to take this issue seriously and do what we can on a common sense basis to make it more difficult for those who shouldn't have guns to have guns, regardless of what happened in Florida these past couple of weeks. This is a measure that we should have taken before. It's been brought to the floor of the Senate. It's received a majority of support here. I think it's simply common sense for someone who is not permitted to fly in this country and is considered by the federal government to be a potential threat to national security. I think that they should not be allowed to purchase a firearm as well. The no-fly list and the selectee list that we're talking about here is comprised of those who are not allowed to fly. And with the selectee list, it's those who require additional screening. These are both narrowly tailored, defined, targeted lists. This restriction would affect just a small number of people, all of whom would be afforded due process under the Constitution. Anyone who finds themselves on either of these lists would have the authority to challenge that designation, and the onus would be on the government, not the individual. The onus would be on the government to justify the classification and to prove that they should not be allowed to purchase a firearm. These are strong, robust due process protections that would make sure that these restrictions are constitutionally sound. This bill also adds another layer of safety for citizens from those who would do us harm, ensuring that anyone who's been denied the right to fly cannot purchase a weapon without at least undergoing additional scrutiny. It simply stands to reason that if we fear that somebody may use our commercial airlines as a weapon or to harm those on board, that we should not allow the same person to purchase a weapon without additional scrutiny. I encourage my colleagues to review this bipartisan legislation and to join me and Senator Collins and a number of our colleagues here, a bipartisan group of senators in supporting this common sense piece of legislation. And I hope, Mr. President, that we have a debate on some of these measures. I'll be talking in the coming days about some of the other measures that we ought to take to make sure that we don't put guns in the hands of those who shouldn't have them. My heart goes out to those in Florida, and my vote will go here to measures that will make schools safer.